I hate this. Robbie, now this. Why are all the sweet kids just turning into... This is your girl Aisha, aka Geek XX Chic, and we're back with another reaction to Cobra Kai. We're now into episode 3 of season 4, which is called Then Learn Fly. So the last episode, of course, being called First Learn Stand, it's just kind of weird. We're dovetailing into this next episode, and we basically had Daniel and Johnny finally trying to teach each other about each other's styles, because both of them don't have a lot of respect for each other's type of karate, but being able to actually walk the walk and be trained by each other and understand some of the reasoning behind why they do the styles that they do help to open up their minds a little bit about each other's style and I guess some of the benefits and the good and the bad that comes with it. We also had the introduction of a brand new character who is unfortunately being bullied by, of all people, Daniel's son and a couple other dorks from his school. And we found out that his older brother is one of the characters from season 3. Looks like he's going to be entering the Cobra Kai ranks because that's the only person that his brother could really refer him to. And of course, we also saw that Amanda was trying to basically keep her daughter safe because Tori has been terrorizing her at every opportunity she could. But if she found out that Tori's life is not so great and she felt a little bad about the fact that Tori lost her job. But like I said in the episode, that really had nothing to do with her. But of course, she might have made things worse for worse for Tori, and by extension for her daughter, because she interfered. So I'm going to jump into this episode. But before I do, if this is your first time to my channel, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for coming. Hopefully you like it here and like what you see. And think about hitting that thumbs up button. It helps me out a lot, and I very much appreciate it if you do. And if you really like it here, you can hit that subscribe button so you can be notified when I do more reactions to this show. And if you have been here before, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for coming back, and you too, hopefully you will join the channel, or join the family, I should say, if you haven't already. We'd love to have you. All right, that out of the way, guys, let's get into episode 3 right about now. No, Johnny cannot. Do not put your hands on my food, ever. All right, baby steps, baby steps. Just let him have it, Daniel. I like it, the two senseis. Oh, this is so good. Damn, Daniel. You two are gonna kiss, but you're boyfriends. You had it detailed. Where do you get the money for this? I love it. They're working together. It only took 4 seasons.
Do you mind taking the broccoli rabe off the stove over there? I want to get a Barolo from the garage. It's the green stuff in the pan.
No problem.
The green stuff in the pan, because he knows this man does not eat vegetables.
Wait, are you the son?
Yeah.
What'd you do, switch over to Whopper Juniors?
Grilled spur. Dipshit.
Leave him alone, okay? Everyone has a chubby phase. Okay, maybe just me.
No, actually, I haven't.
Mr. Luther, shit. I'm sorry.
No, don't worry about it. Please.
Breathe, Miguel.
I had some ideas on how to get your kids' offense up to snuff. Make sure all that defense doesn't turn you into a cream puff.
Tomorrow is gonna be
Wow.
great.
Cream puffs are delicious. Oh. Yeah, that's real. That's actually very real. PTSD can trigger the strangest things in people. Or I mean, like, things can trigger them that you'd never think.
Anything you need, I'm there for you. Your whole life.
You didn't need to make that promise, but...
I'm gonna skip breakfast today.
Should I call the doctor?
No.
The chef's like, it's okay, I just spent all morning making it. It's fine, skip it, it's fine, whatever, I'll just toss it out. Anything else you want to do? Maybe kick me in the balls while you're at it? Oh, I hate this. Robbie, now this. Why are all the sweet kids just turning into... Okay.
You know, in the real world, we have to fight our own battles. Cobra Kai can teach you how.
Bye, Kreese.
Take your shoes off and get on the mat.
So we can bully you some more, because you haven't gone through enough of that already. God, I hate this JoJo.
I can't even afford a car, let alone college. What if they start to think I'm not good enough for her?
Dude.
God, Miguel. But also, like, did he forget that just a couple episodes ago, Daniel told him he came from Masita? Like, he literally grew up poor. He does not have a prejudice against poor people or people who have less income. He much preferred Sam B with a good guy than a rich one, I'm sure. What did the koi do to deserve this?
This does not bode well.
Let's go, Miyagi's. Move your asses.
Okay, so maybe endurance isn't exactly Miyagi-Do's thing. That's okay. That's why we avoid fighting. We don't have the stamina thing going for us.
Doesn't wait around for a fish to jump at its feet.
Talons.
It's not talent, it's instinct. An eagle knows
Don't,
it has to-
Dimitri. Brains are not Johnny Strong's too. He's pretty.
The building is like 5 nates away, and we're at least 14 nates high.
Please don't use me as a system of measurement.
We're not leaving until someone jumps.
All right,
Let's go, I'll wait.
I'll get comfy.
Let's see what you got. Mr. Park.
I don't want to watch them bully this little baby.
Go back on the mat. Grow some pubes. Let's go. Come on.
Okay,
It's all right, Mr. Page.
because adolescence is the reason this is happening.
We don't have time for losers or cowards.
You say this when you put him up against a kid who's like double his weight and what, 5 years older? Okay, Crease.
What kind of trouble? Can I help?
Oh, no, it's not that big a deal. She's calling a tow truck.
Oh, no. No, she's not. I know what those jackals charge. Let me call one of my guys. We'll bring it in.
Okay, thank you, Mr. LaRusso.
It's not a problem. Okay? Come on. I'll give you a ride to the garage.
Seriously, take it. Someone extends you a kindness, take it. I'm sure you would have done it even if you weren't dating his daughter.
I know what I'm doing.
Do you? Because based on your track record, you don't have the best judgment.
You want to talk judgment? How about smashing into my Firebird and driving off with your girlfriend? You want to explain that?
There's still that.
I'm a teenager who's made a couple of mistakes. You're a 50-something-year-old man who lives alone, drinks all day, and clearly hasn't figured out his own life.
Oh! The tea is scalding.
If you want to sit in the back seat your whole life,
Ooh!
go right ahead.
Johnny came back. The clap back. Johnny is grown. Do you see how the Miyagi-Dos went just kind of rub off on him?
Yo, you want to stand in line with me to buy some new Nikes?
How many slippers do you need?
Hey, you look good.
Why would I stand in line with you? What?
I was living a perfectly happy life,
Were you?
and you had to go mess with my head.
If you were living a perfectly happy life, you would have just dismissed him after he left.
Is that why you're here? To tell me how wonderful your life is?
Exactly.
Or did you
Ugh,
look in
it's
the
so
mirror
gross that Crease is right. Feels wrong.
in the last chapter of his life?
Says the man who's like 10 years older than him. Gross. His hair's still luxurious, though. Uh-oh. Why did you take the bait?
No.
Why did you take the bait?
There is no one in the world I trust more than you.
There's no one in the world who owes you something and would actually fall for your manipulation than him.
I shouldn't have come back here.
But you did.
But you did.
Too late. He's got you by the short and curlies, you sad, sad man.
I caught one of them stealing from my parents. Guy came at me, but Sean got between us. He was just defending me. With him gone.
Trying it again. I'm not gonna make contact. All right, but that means you have to stay in the fight. All right, Val?
Beep, beep.
Instead of using your speed to run away from your enemies, use it to run at them.
I was gonna say dodge, but okay.
Ready? Val.
Yeah, you see that teaching style you're using right now, Robbie? You learned that from Mr. LaRusso.
Who knows? You might have a few billboards of your own someday.
I don't know if they make billboards for guys going to community college.
Ain't nothing wrong with community
I didn't
college.
even go to college.
Yep.
Blew the entire fund on a round-trip ticket to Okinawa.
What? That must have been like thousands of dollars.
Best
And they
trip
really-
ever.
I came back with more money than I left with.
So you used that to invest in the dealership?
No, I blew that on a bonsai tree store. Don't. You have a good head on your shoulders. I know you can make it happen.
And that's why Daniel's a good-ass dad. Here Miguel was sitting there thinking he was going to judge him about the fact he was going to community college. Daniel's like, bitch, I don't even do school. I'm about the shmoney. Oh, now she gonna do it just because you told her not to. I don't even know why, like, he's talking to her like that, because Sam really does not listen to everything her father tells her to do. If that was the case, she would not have been in a car with a bunch of alcoholics driving around to hit his car. Words you never thought would come out of your mouth. Hey, Johnny. By the way, such a stunt double. Totally a stunt double. Oh, what's this? Is that where your twin was taken out? Oh. Oh, you were dumb and got a tat. Don't ever do that. Good for you for getting it removed.
I like it.
I hope he's not stupid enough to get it again. He's gonna get it again.
My father wants me to put all this karate in Vietnam behind me.
It's not quite the way trauma and war goes, Dad, but...
Because you got me. I didn't leave you behind in the war. I'm not gonna leave you behind now.
This attachment, this very dysfunctional attachment that Kreese has, it started here, actually it started with his girl back home, transferred to him, and then transferred to Johnny. Wow, so dysfunctional. But I like this though. I mean, we didn't get any real backstory on Terry in the third movie either, outside of, you know, the fact that him and Kreese were in the military together. But this to me looks like the therapy that he took did not actually deal with the inherent issues that Terry had going on. It was just probably, let's leave Vietnam in the past therapy, which is what you should do, but you got to deal with all the trauma that went along with it, right?
Maybe we should talk about this later.
Tired of waiting. I want to talk about this now.
No, she looks really, really...
Your mom. I can't sit in the back seat any longer.
Oh?
That's not who I am.
Look at him taking his own
Top down, hair
advice.
blowing in the wind kind of guy.
This analogy.
Okay. So, just wanted you to know.
Fair enough.
And now you do. So, I'm gonna go back to my apartment.
Buenas noches.
Okay.
You see, girls like it when you're clear. Just clear. Let us know what's up. That's it. Minding their business. They're like, this is better than a novella.
She's back for more. I want another shot.
How dare you?
I'm sorry.
You
I
think
don't
you're
have the
so
time.
big, Tori, because you're older than him? Come on. Okay. Gonna channel the rage now. This is always so damaging. But this is Kreese's wheelhouse. This is literally his recipe.
It's fast.
What the hell? You hit me when I wasn't looking.
Yeah,
That's some bullshit.
that's exactly what Cobra Kai likes.
Take your spot.
How I wish you'd been rejected so you would have gone to Eagle Fang Karate Miyagi-Do Fang Joe. He's so cute still, though.
How do they make it look so easy on hillbilly hand fishing?
That's a thing? Okay.
Come on, get in.
Come on, everybody. Time for those balls to go straight up into your chest cavity. That water looked cold as hell. I like it showing, though, that Sam and Miguel are both the leaders of their groups. Leadership quality, leadership tings.
We have a winner. Good job, Miguel. Good job.
Put it back. Put it back. Coy didn't ask for this.
Put in a scary situation, you don't back down. You gotta grow a pair of legs.
Thank you. Although we technically have a pair, ours are just inside, but it's not the point. I want a headband! No fair! Don't get jealous, Johnny. Don't get jealous. We've gone past this. You know that Miguel will always pick you first. Come, oh my God. How? How are we backpedaling so soon? I should have known better. This is Johnny. He is the king of taking, actually not just Johnny, Daniel too. They take one step forward, then 10 steps back. Come on. You've had a whole year plus of bonding with this kid. And you think that one day with Mr. Mia or with Daniel is going to be enough to completely erase that? Anyways, I understand though, Johnny's got his own issues with feeling a little insecure. We all know that Daniel has made him feel some type of way for a long time, and it's not gonna go away, right? It's not gonna go away overnight just because they're now not fighting each other or actively trying to kill each other right now. But another great episode. I really like how the show is just kind of like maturing and growing up as the kids are growing up. That's not an easy thing to do with a series like this, especially considering the fact that it's only supposed to have been about a year, I believe, in Showtime, even though it's been 4 years. across when these seasons have aired. And like I said, I think the real reminder of how much time has passed since this show started is in Anthony, right? That kid was like, as Johnny said, he was a little plump, he was a little rotund in season 1, and now this kid is stretched right up, and he's almost as tall as what's his name? As Ralph Macchio now. So he's clearly growing and showing us like how much time has actually passed. But I liked this episode in the sense of, both of the kids getting a chance to finally do what Daniel and Johnny did, which is see the different type of karate training that's out there and to see each other's styles a little bit more without the other sensei kind of looking on and making them feel some type of way. And I think it's good for them to do this because, like I said, I think, I will always sing the praises of Miyagi-Do because I do think that it is the better way to teach. I think it is the better lessons personally, just for overall life. I'm not saying all things Cobra Kai are bad, but I just think that especially with teenagers and because it's such a tumultuous time in their lives, the lessons that Miyagi-Do has around just taking a minute, stopping, thinking, breathing, reassessing. These are all things that we typically don't do well when we're young. And it's often what makes us do the things that we regret later on. So those lessons can be very helpful. They're not foolproof, obviously, right? We saw Sam has made a lot of poor decisions as well, despite the fact that she would have had that teaching, but she clearly hasn't made the same level of poor life decisions, say, as Johnny has, right? Or Robbie, or some of these other kids that have had no type of, calm intervention in their lives. So I think it was good that both students got a chance to try something different and to think differently. And while I don't agree with Johnny's, once again, life-threatening craziness, I understand why he does these things. He's basically showing that these kids can't always live, like he said, in the backseat of their lives. And that part, like I said, I really like the way the way that Johnny handled that whole situation with Sam. Something's going on with Sam. They definitely made sure to zoom in on her looking very what's the word I'm looking for? She looked uncomfortable at best, I guess. And it's been since the conversation at the table about Sam taking over the dealership. I guess she's going through those, questions of what she wants to do with her life. And maybe she is feeling some type of pressure to take over the whole LaRusso auto empire. But I mean, I think of all people, she should know that Daniel would never hold her to doing that. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure what's going on with her, but she was definitely in a funk all episode. And she didn't seem to be too happy about the fact that her dad and Miguel were bonding, and I'm not sure why she wouldn't, considering that she likes Miguel a lot. But I like the way that Johnny responded to her when she kind of snapped at him about all of his poor life decisions and the fact that he's a 50-year-old in the position that he's in. The old Johnny would have responded with a smart-ass remark or sunk to her level and basically tried to get catty with her after basically reading him, because, she did. It was all true tea that she said. But instead, you saw that he just basically kind of took a little bit of the Miyagi-Do mantras to heart and instead said, what you said might be true, but you're also, you have some room for improvement as well. And the fact that you're sitting in the backseat of your life, you're not doing what you really want to do. You're not necessarily following whatever it is that your heart's telling you to do. And you seem to be doing it because you're trying to, make sure your parents are happy, which is a very natural thing, by the way. But anyways, I just like that he really handled it very maturely and basically called out the fact that she is being a bit passive and that she could be a little bit more assertive when it comes to herself and her future and what she wants. And if anything, that's probably the one lesson out of Cobra Kai that I think is the best one, is that striking first does not always have to be with your fist. It can be as far as going for what you want, going after the things that are important for you, or to you, I should say. You know what I'm saying? Like, there are times in life where being more assertive with yourself or what you want is going to benefit you more so than passively waiting for things to happen, because that is not going to work in the long run, right? There's a lot of opportunities that pass people by because they refuse to take that leap or take that step and kind of demand what it is that they want. So I think that's more what Johnny was trying to get across. And even if it's scary to go ahead and still make those moves, and that's, I think, what the whole thing with the jump was about, facing your fears and going anyways. Maybe don't always run head first into them, because sometimes it's legit fears, like, falling several feet to your death, potentially. But you know what I mean. Johnny was just trying to get across to them that they can't always run from the fight. And that was a really good mirror for our new young character, Mr. Payne, who kept running from fights, which is understandable. He's very small. And he's quite young, But, you know, as Robbie said to him, there are going to be times you're not going to be able to fight or be able to run. You're not always going to have the option of running and hiding. Sometimes you're going to have to stand your ground and fight. And like he said, use your speed. Like, he's very fast from the looks of things. So if that's the case, then, you know, make sure you take a little Miyagi-Do there and don't be there when the hit shows up, you know, if anything, or stand your ground to some degree. So I'm still, the jury's out on Robbie. We've actually had very little on him outside of the first episode, which I think is interesting. But him taking in this young man and kind of, I guess you could almost say, becoming like a de facto guardian for him. I'm wondering if that might be something that will help him to see that Kreese's twisted little agenda here is not the best place for him, and definitely not the place for this kid who, like I said, overall is actually a really nice kid. I'm thinking that if they brought this kid in, there's a reason for it outside of just, you know, like I said, ticking the diversity box. I'm hoping that there is a reason, especially considering we spent so much time in the last episode getting to know him and getting to know about his character, that I feel like him and Robbie and their dynamic is somehow going to become maybe something that helps to, what would be the best word for it, erode Cobra Kai from within. That's kind of like my guess at this point, because we do need a weak link in there to kind of stop the madness, especially now that it looks like Terry Silver is going to return and join. We knew he would, right? As soon as they brought him back, you know Terry was going to join again. Very interesting thing they also brought up with the whole Terry situation. I'm not going to go into it too much because it is a pretty deep topic that I don't have a lot of information about or a lot of knowledge about, and I don't want to misspeak or, you know, cross any lines, but you know, just more about the whole, how people deal with PTSD when it comes from the military, from war, from those experiences, and the difference between how Kreese is handling it and the way that he's handling it. Like, we understand why he feels indebted to Kreese. There's no doubt about that. Like, Kreese did step in, did take, you know, go out there and end up killing their crazy commander when, let's face it, if it had been the other way around, Silver probably would have died that day. But, you know, this whole idea of being indebted to someone for the rest of your life because you saved their life, to me, is a bit crazy. Like, life is not something, no one owns a life, if that makes sense, right? Like, no one has the right to your life. Even if they stop it from ending prematurely, it doesn't suddenly mean that it belongs to them. That notion has always been insane to me. I'm not saying you shouldn't be grateful and want to show your gratitude to that person in some way or many ways, but this idea of being indebted is crazy. Like, if that person turns out to be a horrible person and then tells you that the only way to pay back your life is to murder 100 people, you're just going to go do it because, well, you saved my life. Like, no. Like, there's got to be a limit. There's got to be a line that where you say, okay, like, I appreciate what you did, but that doesn't give you license to keep drawing on that for the rest of your life. You know what I mean? So apparently Silver never learned that. And again, like I said, even though he claimed in the last episode that he's been to therapy and he got past everything, I don't think that's the case. And I think we heard the reason why in this episode, where he said that his father told him that he's supposed to get over it and leave the karate in Vietnam back in Vietnam. And it's like, that's not the way it works, right? People who've been to war, been through something super traumatic, they never get to escape that. Like, it'll always be a part of them. And it's not to say that he shouldn't live in the past. That's true. He shouldn't do that. But the trauma and the repercussions and the ripple effects that come out of that, they do need to be dealt with and addressed, and they can't just be brushed under the rug. We don't know if that's the case with Terry, and that's why I said I want to talk about it too much, but clearly the root of the problem is that he still has got a lot of things he's not worked out from Vietnam, and his history and his trauma, I think, unfortunately, are inextricably entwined with Kreese and the destructive codependency that was created through their experience in Vietnam. And it's just going to be something that unfortunately is going to destroy both of them in one way or another, unfortunately. And it's just sad to me that these kids are in the middle of it all, but we see that they are back together. And I mean, it's, yeah, Terry's snapped, right? He's back to where he was. And, you know, at this point, I'm like, whatever happens to you, Terry, because if you look at Kreese's life and think that that's where you want to go, you deserve whatever fresh hell comes your way. You've clearly asked for it this time around. So another great episode. I'm loving this season so far. I am loving all these episodes. I hope you enjoyed watching along with me. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up, and we will see you in the next episode.